Good afternoon, world, internet, social media, YouTube. This is Jabril Suleiman with the Pensacola Perspective. What is the Pensacola Perspective, of course? Well, it's an online media outlet that we're creating here that really hits home some of the issues, social issues, some of the actual political issues that are going on here in Pensacola. You know what? Let me bring my mic over here. Oh, mic in the picture. Okay, we got the mic in the picture now. Little boss status now with the mic in the picture. So today we have Jermaine Williams. Jermaine is a longtime family member, cousin, activist, author. Karen. Cut like this, so I just stopped right in the middle of this man's introduction to correct myself, because this is a brand new show. It's a new show like this, and we're just trying to get everything figured out first. But like I said, Jermaine Williams, author, activist, doesn't let anything slide as far as his opinion goes. Speak to the people, Jermaine.
How you doing, man? I'm glad to be on here, man, and I'm honored to be the first guest, even though we family. You build me up. I look good there, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to put you on the phone with some of my female friends so you can build me up. They know who I am. Like, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate being here, though.
Well, we tried to do a lot of promotion for this. We tried to put together a lot of hype behind this because this is the first show. Right. And Jermaine, you've always been outspoken against political figures. You've been always outspoken with different social issues here in Pensacola. Now, I do have to let everybody down right now and let them know that, right now you're in where? Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, I'm in Jacksonville right now, Duval. So
doesn't matter. You've been here in Pensacola for how long now?
Wow.
Yeah. A lot longer than what you've been over there in Jacksonville for the last few months here. So you've really had the pulse of the city right there, but you've still had it right there on Facebook as well, right?
Right, exactly. And no matter how long I've been gone, Pensacola still remains the same. I mean, if you look at what's going on, what went on with Coach Spears and Malcolm Thomas, the only thing he's missing right now is a Ku Klux Klan hood on his head. I just think right now, man, we're just going on in Pensacola, man. Black people need to get up, man. Act like you're fed up, Malcolm X said it best. When you're sad, you cry about it, but when you're mad, you bring about change, man. So, you get on Facebook and you see these angry posts. Like the thing that really got me, man, whether it's the Malcolm Thomas and the Coach Spears situation, I'm sorry if I'm getting ahead of myself, but if it's out of that situation, another situation that happened in the past, and there's countless of others we can talk about. People got a short attention span, and that's one thing that the city of Pensacola always know they could depend on. Them niggas gonna get mad for 5 minutes, and then once Housewives come on, or Love Hip Hop come on there.
You brought out the hoods and the N-word in how many minutes? In 3 minutes already. So that's. Wow, that's the type of show we having today. Look, man, the fact of the matter is that I really want to touch on some of the things that one of the things that I recirculated on my page, which was the video of you speaking at the Movement for Change. It was a great message. If anyone has not seen it, actually go to the Pensacola Perspective Facebook page, and I'll be posting it later on. Of course, you can go to my page, facebook.com/Mr. Jabril Suleiman, to my fan page, and then you can also see the video on there. But what inspired you? First of all, at that particular point in time, Mr. Boyd, Leroy Boyd, right? Mm-hmm. He passed away. He left a long legacy, and that speech seemed like it was something that it seemed like it was something that was needed to fill the void, and I can imagine his spirit was clapping from the heavens right now. Just talk about what led into that speech.
Well, me and my lawyer, my civil rights attorney, Alistair McKenzie, we both for the.
Shout out to Alistair.
Shout out to Alistair. Boy, hey, Alistair got me out of so much shit, man. Shout out to Alistair. But man, we went to meet with Miss Gina over at Movement for Change and the board members, and we weren't even talking about that. It was around the time where they was trying to get a speaker, and I think a lot of people were let down because the year before they had Sheriff Morgan speaking, and we all know about Sheriff Morgan, so you know how he get down. So black people was really like let down. So they had me and Alistair speak, and Mr. McIntosh, he really was really weary about me speaking and didn't think I could bring it. And I was like, man, because, you know, I used to go to his little knowledge is power little thing, Saturday schools when me and my brother was younger, whatever. And I didn't even know if he remembered me or not. So I felt challenged by that anyway. And so they really wanted me to do it, and they did it kind of weird. Just a few of them knew how I got down, but not everybody, so they didn't know what to expect. So yeah, when I went there and I got to speaking, I wasn't gonna hold no punches. There was a lot of county commissioners, a lot of city councilmen was there. The mayor had his representation, the big wigs, all of them came out because it was an election year, and it was a crucial election year. So that was the last political stomping ground before the election. And I loved it. And you know, everybody in there was all dialed up. You had your major players from the black community too, $50 a head to get in. You had no head, you could get in for free kind of thing. And I let them have it, man. I mean, I think it was the most informative 6 minutes because I cut the speech short because the everything was running over. But yeah, man, I enjoyed the speech, and it always seemed like every so often to get some new life on Facebook and to get to resharing. So everybody who was sharing, I was really surprised that next couple of days after the speech got put online, it went viral. I think it was shared. We counted up the shares. It was over somewhere in the range of 200. So I appreciate everybody for that.
Yeah, man. I tell you one thing is it was very inspirational. I give it to you. You are a much better public speaker than I am. You know, I'm trying to get there. I've had a little practice here and there, but you know, things like this show and all that.
You did got the church though. You did your thing at the church.
I did the thing at the church, and it was good. I was nervous, and of course, I would imagine you was nervous as well at your speaking engagement. But I mean, the message, man, that you put across, it was very, very powerful. Now, let me ask you this. Now, you said there were some guys in the room at that time. You're partly known for your outspokenness in regards to certain politicians, and I want to point out and emphasize one, which is Mayor Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was he in the room during that speech? Now, what year was that speech again? Was that 2012?
2012.
2012, right?
Like yesterday, man.
Say that again?
I said it seemed like yesterday.
Right. Well, you know, it's relevant point where it's relevant to for today as well. But was Mayor Hayward in the room at that time?
No. I was hoping he was going to be because it would have went a little different. You know, my mission, if he was there, to make him very, very uncomfortable. That was my mission.
Explain to me, because you know I've heard bits and pieces, and you know, myself being more so a family member, you know, I listen and I tune out, then I listen and I think about something else. I mean, just give it to me. What rubbed you the wrong way about Mayor Hayward? I mean, exactly, because, and you know what? He showed up yesterday, or excuse me, he showed up, was it Saturday, at the Gulf Coast African American Chamber of Commerce's their first community awards ceremony, and you know, he gave a good message. He gave a good message. He gave a good speech on why we need to work together, and I think it resonated. But so, what's your opinion on that then, and why was the contention there?
Well, you know, like at first, just by him going on the campaign trail, going to all those churches, talking about how much change he was going to bring and how much different he was going to be from Wiggins and how he was going to really work for the black community. I mean, he made every major church from Little Rock to Zion Hope, you name it, he went. And he was on the campaign trail. And then when he got into office, he did, in my opinion, nothing for black people, absolutely nothing. And when we needed him the most, just to get out in front of, you know, Pensacola, when we was coming up, either what you got in a fight or you got jumped on. It wasn't that much so of worry about getting shot up, you know what I'm saying? But when I was around that time, murder after murder after murder, and it was crazy. And he never stepped foot to say anything or to stand up just to, you know, show any kind of concern. Nothing. Zero. And this is the first mayor under the you know, the new power that he has. So I was like, man, that man ain't doing anything.
Yeah, the strong mayor.
Yeah, the strong mayor. And he didn't do anything. You know, he didn't, I mean, didn't even bat an eye at it. You know, and a lot of county commissioners did. Now, there's some, like when I threw that, after the little guy, excuse me for not knowing his name, but the little guy that got killed over in Pensacola Village, and the AK-47 bullets ripped through his home, and
right,
man, right, and it was a lot of some county commissioners showed up. Robinson, it was a lot of people showed up, but he didn't show up. He didn't have no stands on it. And I'm like, man, so, you know, once we get you your votes, then you're out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. That pissed me off. And then, you know, him trying to shove Lumen May down our throat pissed me off, because I'm not too high on Lumen. Still not. Time has went on. I made some claims about him. Everybody tell me I'm wrong. Me and Lumen, we both from Morris Court. Not that Morris Court that's up there now, that on M Street, but the real Morris Court.
Well, I'm gonna say, you know, I've definitely, and I think that I've been guilty by association, and now that I've been put in the room and we've had conversations and so forth, you know, I could see definitely his angle, you know, Lumen's angle as far as, you know, being a politician, you know, and I can understand that, and being the only African American politician on that. On the county commission. You know,
you got to ask yourself, how did he come in as a junior county commissioner to being the president of the county commission?
Well, you know, from what I understand, there's a certain rotation on each district being the president of the county commission for a certain amount of time. Did I say that right? The president? Nah, anyway. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that, you know, and he spoke at the actual award ceremony as well. It gave a very resonating, very good, very resonating speech. And, you know, I think, to me, a lot of the blame is put on him the same way it's put on Obama. You know, there's a certain amount of things. You come in as the white knight, you know, and you expect it to save the entire day. You know, so a lot of I've never had a position. I'm talking about as far as Lumen goes, you know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Commissioner May. So, you know, a lot of my positions, I never had a position, but I think I've been guilty by association. And I respect your opinion on some of the things, because you may know him from back in the day, which I don't. I have to gauge from really the past 6 months of me knowing him. That's it. And, you know, so it seems like that he's definitely making it with Wedgwood, and really getting some stuff done in Wedgwood, and just the be in a couple meetings with him. You know, I've gotten definitely my good vibes from him, but I can imagine I've been, you and your level and what you know, I've been guilty by association, I think, in the past from this. So.
Well, you know, one thing I'm not gonna do, you know, even though I have known him, and I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Now, some stuff, you know, I'm not just gonna come out and bash him over some stuff that was said around the hood about him, or what people said over at Salvation Army or whatever. That has nothing to do with it, because I got a pass too. But I mean, the thing is, like, he's an elected official now, so he's gonna be he's objected to public criticism. Now, whenever a politician shows up and the mayor endorses you, I'm already looking at you sideways. That's number one. You know, and
so he's guilty by association in your eyes too.
Because, like, there's some plans that I said in the video at the time I was working for Baptist Hospital. This is how you know I think I was right. A lot of people say I was crazy. I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But I got pulled in by all my bosses, this top level, and I don't want to call them a boss because nobody's the boss of me, but my supervisors on up the chain pulled me in the meeting and said, if I want to keep my job, I have to take that down off of Facebook. Now, I did, implement some more people into the bigger scheme, and it is going on. And I like to think that since I said a little bit about it, it kind of delayed their plans, but they're not showing their hand. But let me go back to what you were saying about these great speeches that they're giving. Man, these are politicians, man. These are politicians. Faith without works is dead. Somewhere on the same line about, you can sit there and talk that bullshit all day. If I don't see them feet moving, I ain't believing nothing, because I don't want to be no George Bush right now, because I can't get to say it right. Fool me once, shame on you. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like, what I'm saying? With the mayor, I believed him. I voted for him. And, I ain't vote for Luma. You know what I'm saying? So I just want him to do better, man. I like him as a person. But right now,
like I said, from what I've seen, and I had a position in the past, and I'm guilty by association on your side, and my mother gave him a little slack as well. But so, I mean, the fact of the matter is that one of the things that I personally learned, man, just by really being out here and meeting people and all, is that being a politician is not easy. There's a game to it, and when you're looking at participation, especially in places like I can't even say a Ferguson, because I think that definitely with the ratio should be some people in play there. But in places like here, when you is 30% African American, or a little bit less than that, it is hard to, first of all, you have to find those people that don't have a 9-to-5. You have to have a certain amount of passive income already anyway to be able to go out and work at a job that's not your main job. So you have to have a certain amount of passive income there anyway. Second, and that's the first thing. The second thing is that you have to have a gut for it. You have to want to play the game, and that's one of the questions that I have to think about now is that, okay, I have a little passive income, I don't have a necessary 9-to-5, but do I really want to play this game?
Well, I'll tell you what.
That game has turned me off so much, And I want to affect change other ways. I feel like, like this show, for instance, if I can bring on people like yourself to really stir up not even the controversy, but to create a thought process and to have people thinking about what's been said, but I feel like I want to do that instead.
I don't want to seem like I said, man. Like, I like Lumen as a person. I like his brother. I like Tim. They people. Morris Court all day, man. But the thing is, you got to ask yourself, what got Willie Jr. killed? And it was that same chair that May is holding now. Willie Jr. went in as a really stand-up guy, got corrupted while he was in there, and the decision to go back to the man of the people ultimately got him killed. This is a very deadly game that May is playing. He needs to tighten up and realize
that may be part of the politics of it all. That in that situation, it's hard to really say. In that. So.
And let me say, can I say one more thing? Charles Bear is another one. Charles Bear is a hell of a liar. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be a liar and a good liar. This motherfucker a hell of a liar, man. Like, man, Charles Bear sat down with him. He was in attendance at that Movement for Change banquet. Sat down with him. I mean, we went to lunch, endorsed everything. Somebody called me and told me I might need you to come to a closed city council meeting with some people, and I need you to come express what's going on in the black community, because I'm trying to. It was a city council person, and it's not city councilman, because I'm not gonna say person because it wasn't a lady, but he came to me and he sent somebody to come tell me that they put some stuff together in the works. It was a decided vote. They were split on if they was going to do, and it was going to really affect the black community for like to be good. And Charles Bear was somewhat a decided factor to say he wasn't going to do it. And I know you have gotten some messages from Charles Bear.
Well, I mean, I've gotten indirect, and that's one person I guess we would be in agreement on right now is the fact that when Mr. Spears, when Coach Spears, when that whole incident happened, I mean, I went on Facebook and I recorded a video that really did have some inflammatory coded language in it that really spoke on some of the incidents that has happened in the past. However, and so that I was particularly used as a scapegoat to say that I would not be, or that support would not be placed on an organization that I'm part of, but I don't run. And so, I'm not a chairman for that organization. I'm not a vice chair. You know, having a board seat is one thing, but running that organization and being the executive director or being the chair position, that's a different story there. And I did not hold that power. And for me to say something on my own personal page, and for someone to go back and say, hey, I'm not going to support the organization that you're part of now all of a sudden because of that, I mean, that's it's slimy to me. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, he Ghostbusters.
I agree with you on some of those motives there. I have to.
No doubt. And I see, man, like you was right when we were prepping for the show. You said 30 minutes gonna go by so fast. I didn't even get a chance to talk about my book. But I do.
No, let's get into the book, man. Let's get into the book.
Before we do that, I want anybody that's watching, look, hold these politicians accountable. I don't care if they space alien green. I don't care.
Get out the vote.
Man, please go vote. And I'm telling you, man, these people, you hear how, I mean, even if you're not involved into the local politics like that, you hear how we talking about these people. And some of them you would think are some great people. They are. But politician-wise, they're not. You got to really research these people, man. It's some good people making some terrible decisions. Or on the flip side, it's some terrible people. That's just some terrible people. Y'all keep voting in them.
Right. I guess you got that off your chest.
Yeah.
Let's get to the book, man. I mean, first of all, you wrote this book, and I'm not gonna lie, and I need to read it, and I will read it one day. I'm gonna have Tyreek to read it to me or something. I'm not exactly sure, but the fact of the matter is, man, you wrote this very inspirational book. Give everyone the title of it.
It's My Brother, the Devil, and Me, by Jermaine J. Williams. I was supposed to have the book right next to me, man, but I was late getting to the computer, man. It's been a crazy day, man. But
oh yeah, I've had internet problems right before my first show, and so I definitely understand that.
Well, I tell you, when you're doing something positive, the devil gonna always try to slow you down, man.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about the inspiration of the book. I mean, you wrote the book. Where did you write it? Were you in Pensacola when you wrote that book? And just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I was in Pensacola, and it's pretty much about a Syrian family that moves over here to America, and they're dealing with the trials and tribulations of freedom, and it really surrounds two brothers as they grow and how they handle success and the freedom of religion. One brother chooses one religion and how he gets outcast by his family. I mean, it's a great book. I mean, I love it. I'm writing the second one now. The second one should be out in February. I sold over independent. I sold a little over 200 copies, but I could have had more, but I signed that bad publisher there with the publishing company. You know very well. I'm not going to say their name, but thank goodness Alistair once again comes to the rescue and got me out the bad contract. So now I'm back. I'm smarter. It was my first time writing a book. I had that long run as a rapper, and the rap game and the book game, they are not even cousins. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know each other. So, I'm learning as I go, trying to turn it into a movie. Just, I just hope God just come through for me. You know what I'm saying? But God ain't going to give me nothing that I ain't ready for. And I totally respect that, and I wouldn't have it no other way. But I ain't finna go all off the path because I see the time is just ticking down. But My Brother, the Devil, and Me. Y'all please go out. Y'all support if you can. Give me feedback, man. If you're on Facebook, hit me up. Let me know what you think. I will probably be coming soon. Maybe next year I'm going to have a book signing and try to do something different for Pensacola. Have a real nice book reading, you know what I'm saying? Cheese and crackers and shit, and, just like real nice dim lights, So be looking for that.
Let me ask you this, because you mentioned the fact that you used to rap, okay? Mm-hmm. And one of the big things that I've seen, especially on Facebook, before before I successfully got the WAR page to change some of their policies
Yeah,
and
and man,
start
hey,
deleting some of these people
yeah.
that come on with the most bigoted comments. But one of the things that people used to say was for the fact that, you know, part of a lot of the black on black violence is going on here right now in Pensacola is directly a result from the gangster culture, lifestyle, living rap music, and so that's involved with rap music. How do you feel about that, man? I mean, give it to me uncut. You used
I,
to rap.
I don't like to agree with racist white people, but I agree. But the thing is that you
You
got,
do agree.
I do agree. And the people that have turned rap music into this form of music also has stock in private prisons. And so they're double dipping. They're double dipping off the record sales. And then when that music influences you to go shoot, kill, rob somebody, and they take your ass downstate or upstate, wherever you're watching for 20 years, then they get money off you for being in the prison system. I shout out to all my local rappers because there's some great rappers over there in Pensacola, and y'all
But
know it.
what's the message to them?
Huh?
But what's the message to them?
Inspire people. Don't let's not bring us down, man. We got enough stuff bringing us down. Inspire people, like, you know, J Ski, Boneface, are two of the people that I really, really admire for that day. And there's a lot of y'all I'm missing, and I apologize. I can't think of y'all off the head, but it's a lot of y'all. But J Ski has the video, and yeah, brother Mustafa Muhammad, which I love to death. Shout out to brother Mustafa because you be doing your thing.
We'll
He
be
had him
bringing
on the
him on
video.
as a guest here pretty soon.
That's my dog. I'll be tuning in. And you know, and that was uplifting. Boneface always conscious. And I understand you gotta make the type of music you gotta make to hook them in. Because nobody, you know, you can't talk to these young cats out here like that because they don't want to hear that. But if you just hook them in, whatever, with your rap, hey man, you know, whatever, kill these niggas, man, shoot your mama, all type of stuff. Well, that's cool, but just, hey, feed them too, man. When you bring it to the table, put some food on that table too.
So, I mean, you say inspire them, and you may talk about, you know, your environment. You may express yourself through music, and express your environment that you live in, the circumstances you're in, through music. But at the same time, that there needs to be a certain consciousness to that type of music that you're putting out at the same time, right? Is that
No,
what
no.
I'm
I
getting from?
mean, look what David Banner started. You know what I'm saying? Tell them girls get down on the floor, and now he's one of the biggest political persons out there. You know what I'm saying? I hate BET, but I heard that he was on the Cypher or whatever. I don't watch BET. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he was on the Cypher. He was on Hidden Colors, one of the Hidden Colors documentaries as well, Hidden Colors 3, and I've watched that, and
How
so
was that?
definitely he was on that.
How was Hidden Colors 3? I never seen none of them.
It's a lot of information, man. You know, just it's just that depending on where you come from and what side of the tracks you've grown up on, how progressive your mind is, it really it could piss you off just as bad as 12 years a slave did, or it can make you laugh at some of the things that still may go on in this world today. It's just it really opens your mind up and makes you think a lot about just some of the things that are occurring in this world and that have occurred in the past as well. So yeah.
Well, that's what's up. I'm
But
gonna
back
have to go.
to some
I gotta find the time to watch it. I can't find the time to watch it, man. But I'm gonna watch it though sometime. Like you are with my book. That's how I am with that.
Jermaine J. Williams. And, technically we have about 2 minutes left. It's 7:28. We are ending directly at 30 past the hour because we don't go no further than that. And you have 1 minute left, man. Get it off your chest. Do it. If you want to shout out somebody, however, go ahead.
I just want to say, don't be fooled by what Mayor Hayward is doing. Now you didn't heard Jabril say he giving good speeches. He's showing up different places. His job is temporary. It's up for renewal. You the one.
Is this an endorsement for Donna Clark?
No, because I don't know her. But write me in. I don't know. Just, hey, vote him out, man. Because, well, you know what? That's hard to say because you might want to keep the devil you know instead of the devil you don't know. But I will say this: no matter who's in there, hold them accountable, and that goes for every aspect of every office. And Malcolm Thomas, if y'all don't get him out of there, if he ain't showed you nothing else, he hates you niggas. And he's educating y'all. He's in. How you got a blue? Okay, I'm thinking before I speak. But how you?
No, it's 7:30. It's 7:30.
Get him out of there.
Where can they get the book at? Just tell
Amazon.
Where can they get the book at?
You can get it on Amazon Kindle, or you can order through Amazon.
Jermaine J. Williams on the chopping block for the Pensacola perspective, telling his perspective. I'm bumping the mic. Telling his perspective on Pensacola politics, social activities, some of the social issues that are going on in Pensacola. This is what our aim is. Of course, if you want to be a participant in this video conference, because you know right now it's just us two. We can hold 10 people in this Google Hangout session. So if you want to ask our next guest, when I bring Jermaine back on, when Keontae comes on Thursday, if you want to be part of the show, let me know. Message the page, and we'll send you out the link where you can join in. Of course, also, anybody can watch from YouTube. It'll be recorded on YouTube, burned into the Google servers forever. So it'll be there as well. So definitely check out the next show. We're going to create a round table as well. So I'm not sure which day yet, but it's going to be basically a call them out. Not a call them out on some of the things that the call them out page is talking about, but I call them out on political and social issues where 10 random people will join into this Google Hangout session and just hash it out about different topics and so forth. So check it out. Jermaine, I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I had fun. I got to come back. I went by too fast.
Man, I know it did. It definitely did. It's the Pensacola perspective. You guys, peace. Have a good evening.